everyone, welcome back to the channel, and here we are with another video. Now you might be a regular viewer or you might be new around here, and if you are, I guess you're tuning in because you want to hear an opinion on the EZDisc wheel cover, which is what this video is all about. Now, you may well be looking at this product yourself or considering even buying it, and a few weeks ago I did do a video on some of the equipment and upgrades I was making to my kit, and I'll put a link to that in the cards above. But one of those was the EZ wheel cover, and that's by EZGains, and that's what all this video is about. I'm going to try and give you some honest opinion on my initial thoughts on using the wheel so far. So firstly, I think we should start off by talking about price. Now, an entry level disc wheel is going to still come in pretty expensive, and I chose not to go down that route, and I'm not going to go into those reasons again. If you want to find out, you can go and check out that other video because they're on there. But the disc cover wheels are your next price point, and these things are a fraction of the cost of an actual disc wheel. In fact, this thing cost me just over £200. Now, if you compare that to the price of a full disc wheel, which you're looking at between £700 to £1,000, if not more, you can see the difference. These things are a lot cheaper. So from a price point of view, I think you can see they're an attractive option. But I suppose the question is do they perform like a rear disc wheel? Will they save me watts and ultimately make me quicker? Well, I think the thing we can do is consider the information they put out. So firstly, if you look at the website and if you look at some of the Instagram posts that they put out, it shows lots of information and data from all the testing that they do, and they do regularly test. They take their products into the wind tunnel, and with this testing they test various things. I think the recent thing they've been looking at is the strength, and I've got it here in front of me that they're saying that the new EZDisc Super Lite, which is the one that I have, is as strong, if not stronger, than a disc wheel and any carbon cover. So all this testing is great and everything because it shows that, you know, they've put a lot into the product and there's some scientific background behind it. But my friends, the proof is always in the pudding, and you really need to take it out and test it a little bit yourself. Now, I'm going to be really honest here. I haven't had loads of time on the wheel, but I have done and carried out a few training rides and raced on it twice. So I think I've got enough to give you my initial thoughts. I certainly think that this race wheel or this disc cover it seems fast, it feels fast, and yeah, it's definitely a good addition. There's no doubt about that in my mind. I don't think it quite has that sound of a real rear disc wheel, that whoomp 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 sound you get, although you do get a little bit of that. Excuse the poor impression, the sound effects. I'm good at that sort of thing, but anyway, yeah, I think you get the idea. To me, it doesn't quite sound like that, but you do get a bit of whoomp whoomp, but not the same. Yeah, you know where I'm going. You know, this thing is delivered to you in the pieces, and you are going to have to spend half an hour, 45 minutes maybe, in, you know, setting it up, getting it ready and put onto your wheel. And again, I did a video on that, and I'll link to that in the cards above, and you can see how to install your wheel. So if you do purchase one of them, you've got that support video as well. But the caveat to all that is that, you know, it isn't hard to do. If you can take your time, just careful with the instructions and working through it, it actually is very, very simple to do. Now, one thing I have learned since having this disc cover is that trying to pump up an aero disc wheel with all of that on it is pretty tricky to do. And I found that out when trying to get sufficient air into my wheel. It just wasn't happening, and this isn't just because of EZGains and their wheel. It's actually a thing with all aero wheels, and you do need to buy a special adapter for your pumps to be able to get the sort of insert into there to get air into your wheels. No one kind of tells you those things, so that's my advice to you, is buy yourself one of those little adapters that you can use when you purchase your wheel cover as well. So the question is, would I recommend one of these aero disc wheel covers? Now, on performance and what I've had to deal with so far, not just with the company but the product and using it, Most definitely. I think they're a really good addition to the triathlon world and the products out there. And if you're like me and you're not in the market for, you know, new wheels, my wheels were plenty good enough and have got a lot more mileage in them, and I didn't want to go down that route, buy new wheels. This is a really good stop measure, I suppose. In the future, you know, I might well consider a full disc wheel, but again, I wasn't at that point. So yeah, that's kind of my thinking behind it. And what I would say, you know, from a price point of view, they really do fill a gap, and there is a niche in this market, and I think EZGains have filled that really well. Look, and let's be honest here, right? Triathlon is an expensive sport at the best of times, what with all the race entry fees, traveling to and from races, all the kit and that kind of thing. And you know what? It's just nice to have a product that doesn't actually break the bank. You know what, this is reasonably priced, it's got research and evidence behind it. EZGains as a company seem really good. I'm not affiliated with them or anything like that, so please don't think I am. But yeah, they've been really good to deal with so far, and I've been really impressed with their product, so I highly recommend their product to you. And lastly, just on that, ordering and delivering of the product was really simple. You can do all that through the website, and I think mine came 2 days later with everything in the pack that I needed to do. And you know what, if you don't want to check my video out, you can check others out on there. There's plenty of others on YouTube that you'll find, but certainly get out there. If you're considering a disc wheel, have a look at these, because you know, they're a very good alternative. So obviously guys, this video is an initial thoughts video. I haven't done massive amount of time on the wheel, but I've got a whole season of racing in front of me, so I should be able to give you a better opinion later on. Really appreciate you tuning in and watching this video, and if you're new around here, do hit the sub button, because it is always appreciated. I'll see you in the next one.